Yeah, man. They insisted and insisted on paranoia with literally my mother totally trained about the crime. Left the telephone right there. She's a bit confused all of a sudden. It's strange because earlier she referred to me as a lunatic, as insane, and so on. With the neighbor, Method Yerman, with the police, they discussed the issue of where to put this battery. The battery, they claim it's like new. It's like new. They knew totally based on the brainwash on every step, on every shortcut they created during MK Ultra, where I'm gonna go next and so on, which is completely based on logical stuff. It's what anybody, exactly anybody, would do. So with what you see here, they also encouraged theft of the house, robbery of the house, those kind of issues. None other than police did. Would you want the police to make you video record the stuff like this? Probably not. Consequently, because of this stuff, the battery is now going to have to go to another location, safer location. I don't know whether this can be fixed, whether this is worth fixing, but this battery is still very, very strong. Practically a new battery. The battery clearly was not in use at all by the owner, and so it pretty much sitted and waited for me to come to pick up this car, literally. Police car. Not really police car, but car from the police officer. The car from this police officer was very well maintained. Police officer, however, did not disclose me everything that pertained to the car. So we're gonna figure out what to do with this stuff. She acted like she did not know nothing about the androids, my mom. She knows very good about the androids. They demonstrate her, they tell her exactly what to do. Which is not a big deal because all you do is you take a screenshot of the it's not a desktop on the telephone, and you see exactly what the person has, what kind of Wi-Fi, open Wi-Fi without a password, basically. You can see easily what the person has on his desktop, and based on the stuff he's using, then you tell exactly where to go, what to do, what to click, and what to delete. It's not a difficult thing to do. And that's exactly what she did. Costly shit. Costly shit. 1 hour of work went straight into the hell. If you want to know how this works, this stuff with destroying the files on the telephones, I gladly disclose to you right now. This is a telephone. The telephone was just now connected to the port, to the USB port. I encircled the files on the telephone and clicked the right button the right button should have opened the menu. Like you go here, right button, like this. Look, you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see my fingers, my hand? Look. Did not open shit. If you wonder how it works. Do you understand? At the same time, I realize what the fuck goes on. I reach out here for the internet button. You see this is an internet button here? I click on it like this. Just like this. And the internet stays on. Do you see the internet here? That's how it works. That's how it works. So before you get to even transfer the fucking files, the files already are destroyed on the telephone. On the other side of the internet, there is a body, there is somebody that takes control, not only over your computer, but also over your telephone. Through the computer, which is connected to the computer. That's how it works. Or at least, I'm going to say to you, and what I stated, I strongly agree with it. The buttons all of a sudden don't work. Why? This is supposed to disconnect the internet right there. Why? Why is it? If you want to know how it works, if you want to see it, how it works, let me try to get it's not going to do it. So what I will do is I'm going to use telephone like this. This one is turned off. I'm going to power this telephone on. As a matter of fact, I have a flashlight here that I can use. Inability to demonstrate in darkness and stuff like this. All this shit was involved in MK Ultra. They demanded from me to use different bulbs that would spark the bill to €100 per month, that kind of stuff. They destroyed I don't know how many bulbs in the house to present reality of their own. You see it? You see the internet, you can see it, and you see the button right there. Look at it. It's still there, the internet. The only thing that I saw it when I pulled the cable out, because of what I realized from the port, was the internet power. It was completely strong signal, super strong signal. The only thing that happened is the signal went down to almost nothing. That was the only thing that I noticed when it comes to the Wi-Fi. So if you want to know how they do it, how they do this stuff, that's exactly how they do it. That's exactly how this stuff is done. Look, let me demonstrate you again. Actually, I'm going to use the light to demonstrate you this, because this night camera software is not, I don't know what. This is going to do it. Look at it. See it? I don't actually see it myself. Let me see. Okay, so that I see it. All of a sudden it opened. All of a sudden now it works. I'm so glad I demonstrated you this stuff. That's the way it should have worked earlier. That's correct. That's the way it should have worked earlier. That is correct. That is correct. How about the internet button? Still, it's in the same position as it was. Probably have to restart the computer, so whatever they jammed, whatever they did, so that it will work again properly the way it should. So the computer gets restarted at least 3, 4, 5 times a day. So don't come up to me with this shit. I told you the telephone that I demonstrated you, the telephone I'm video recording with this now, was with internet connection, Wi-Fi connection. It's the same telephone like this one here. It's identical to this telephone. was without my having the ability to turn the Wi-Fi on. So I just wanted you to see exactly how it works. Yeah. I don't think they would have ability to literally delete me a video from the telephone. I still think it was mom who did it. I did check the telephone for the Wi-Fi connection, and there was no Wi-Fi connection whatsoever. The only telephone during the time which I spent with my mom in her room I had with me were this telephone and this telephone, the two, and the other telephone, two telephones I had, but not the telephone that I video recorded the package of the helmet with. I checked absolutely everything because this shit happened already before, and I knew already the crime in guts on what steps exactly I have to follow for all the questions to answer myself, because those are all the questions I asked myself already in the past where they screwed me up, where they did stuff to me, if you understand me what I'm saying. So this morning, I was not capable to turn on Wi-Fi. I was not capable to just go like this to connect to Wi-Fi. The way this stuff looked, yeah, I would click this, it would get green, then I would go and I'd automatically assume it's going to connect to the internet, and it did not connect to the internet. Then what I did was eventually I end up going here, which is the Wi-Fi, and I tried to connect this button here from Wi-Fi, I tried to turn this one on, and I could not turn one on. As soon as I would move one to the right, it would automatically jump right back to off position on the left side. That's how this stuff is done. So just so that you know how the videos are fucked up before I even try to transfer them on the computer. They get transferred to the computer fucked up. There's a reason for that. The computer, this issue here, the computador, this here, this issue here, this one, this here. I don't have a problem demonstrating you this stuff. I already recorded videos about this stuff. Method Yerman, Robert Golub played with the mold, with the molding of the laptop. They molded the laptop. And so that the laptop, as soon as the laptop would come in touch with any kind of humidity, all the mold they were playing with during MK Ultra also involved the mold on the laptops. They molded my laptops, and they molded this laptop which was sold to me as used. That's all there is. That's what you're watching. If you wonder about the dirt and this and that, yes, I did eat and stuff and so on. But fact of the matter is, police, Igor Yurshich, Andrei Stefanich, the funny man, investigators, nobody more than neighbor Method Yerman played with the molding of the laptop. If you wonder about this stuff, no matter what the fuck you do, it always comes back. I clean it up many times. I thought, because they again claimed that if I will talk about this stuff, it's going to be a schizophrenia. Something I might be missing about this shit based on brainwash. But I was correct. This laptop was molded just like my laptops I had. They put the mold on it. No, I was not dirty. I was not filthy that much. I even heard the theory that all the laptops get moldy over time. Not really. My neighbor, Method Yerman, was the one who was obsessed with a laptop on the mold. And they insist on this issue. This will be the issue because of which you would suffer. This would be the issue because you're picking your nose and so on. It would be mold that would poison your brain and that kind of stuff. These people are fucking crazy. That's what this shit is about. Sick people. Nurse Yanko claimed me this here. He claimed me this here. This, I open it and then I manually switch like this off. He claimed that this would not work. This works fine. I just want you to see how it looks like when it doesn't work. The only way to turn it off, however, is by doing this. Look at it. Let me demonstrate you so that you get to see with your own eyes. So it switches like this, the button, and you can switch the button off like this if you do it manually like this. So I just want you to see how it works. Now, don't be fucking crazy about this stuff, because this button is supposed to work. It doesn't work. What we do is we shut it off like this to prove that Nurse Yanko lied about this stuff. And now let me demonstrate you if it works or it doesn't work. That you're not going to think that this laptop is broken or something like that. They did the damage. They did extensive damage to the laptop during MK Ultra. This is a used laptop, I told you. Yeah, and even if it wouldn't be used, if they do this to you during MK Ultra, you wouldn't fucking, even if you notice, there's nothing you can do about it. See the button? What the fuck is this now? I don't see the signal over there from the Wi-Fi, but that's not the way it's supposed to be. This shit's supposed to switch itself off. This is something new. I haven't seen this stuff before ever. I haven't seen this happening before. I do not have explanation for this stuff. However, you can see that there is no internet. The internet attacks continue to take place. I get, on average, 2 attacks, 3 attacks, 4 attacks, and maybe even 1 attack. Maybe even no attack. Have I done something stupid here? Not really. The internet connection is available. It's just not connected. And I don't understand why the button would not switch itself off. This is something totally new. I have no explanation for this issue. What this is about, I do not know. I don't know what this is. This is new. They insisted to me that this doesn't work. Fact of the matter, truth is, this worked very well. This worked extremely well. It worked just fine. Based on my knowledge, this stuff worked just totally fine. It's now connected, and I have no ability to disconnect it. I do not understand what's going on. This shit is also something new. Since I used a Facebook online verification method, this button no longer will work on a touchpad on the left side. That supposedly the drivers are guilty, but with such a great amount of brainwash during MK Ultra, I would come up with all kinds of wild, crazy theories. It still doesn't work, and based on the stuff that you see right there, I'm gonna have to create a new version of Windows and then update the issue on this button. So this is a lunacy. This is how it works. My cousin Stanko Yershin is a daughter from a Stanko Yershin, the girl that was here. He insisted that this is a form of assistance to me. The way she was outside over there running the car for half an hour outside in front of our house. That this is a form of assistance, of help. Yes, I know it's a new Skoda. I understand that. I think it's a new one, right? No, the car is not new. That car cannot be new. She already had this car on the picture during MK Ultra. Or at least she had a Skoda already during MK Ultra like this. Okay, I don't want to go too far with this stuff. I just wanted to make, I just want to demonstrate you how it works, this stuff, so you get to understand. She presented the Skoda car already in this issue, so I do not even understand this stuff here because that Skoda was a totally different. That's not a Superb car, or what is it then? It's a Octavia, or I don't even understand what the lights were completely different. So yeah, this is like 2013 model. 2013, 2020 they say, right? So this is the car she already had during MKUltra. Either this one or another Skoda just like that. So that's what this was about. That's what this was. So yeah, this is the assistance. Um, I don't know anything about that. My cousins powered MKUltra crime through Bela Krajina region. They fueled crime through Bela Krajina. This is where my mother is from, southern south of Slovenia, south of Dolenska, which Dolenska is already south, but Bela Krajina is even further down south. So I don't know anything about this stuff. I would not give a fucking shit when it comes to my family. The way their conduct on this thing is failure, total failure in my eyes. Another cousin in Austria smuggled drugs, got arrested and so on, and was using me and for smuggling drugs and for bailing himself out of the prison and so on. I don't like this shit. I never was doing this kind of stuff under insane circumstances as I was in. And I'm not going to allow people use me for that kind of stuff. I have computer now, telephone connected in exactly the same way as I had earlier. This is what this looks like. You go like this, you go this way. I don't have to explain to you. You can see right there Wi-Fi is down. I made sure about that. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this stuff done. They sold these telephones also because of another reason. They sold this telephone also because of another reason. They sold these telephones because, let me demonstrate you how this shit transfers so that you get to see how it works when you're transferring this stuff from this telephone. And it's what I, as was told, brainwashed to see how the neighbors are downloading my files as I transfer them from the telephone. That's what they insisted me all along, that it's my neighbors that get files transferred from my telephone as I transfer them to the laptop. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff, all kinds of stuff like this. The way this shit works is that usually if it's a large file, it will go and it will transfer itself rapidly, and then what it would do is, I'm going to show you on the other telephone by transferring these files that I video recorded on this telephone. And then what it would do is, it would just stuck. It would display 10 seconds left only, and it would take another minute or even 2 minutes to complete transfer of the files whenever the files are big. And I was sure that this is exactly what they were doing to me. As a matter of fact, I did not know what the fuck to do to transfer files. I was completely driven insane with that brainwash. Till this telephone came from China. This is where I had the Chinese politicians explaining me that this telephone will be the first telephone that will work when it comes to the file transfers the way it's supposed to. And so what it does is, it was the guy who sold me this telephone that was involved in this explanation. It breezingly fast transfers the files. It just flies through, just shoo. However, it does have a different kind of problem. If you already leave the screen on halfway, the telephone overheats itself. I have no idea how that works. The entire telephone, the programs, I shut them off because as soon as you would turn the telephone on, the battery would go completely insane, wild, by totally going totally berserk. The temperature, it would just continue to rise. For the telephone, they guaranteed me it's going to blow up to me. Miran Sudin was involved in this issue. It's a telephone from Miran Sudin. He liked the idea about this stuff, together again with the Jurčić, with the Štefanić, and so on, and even judges from Novo Mesto Court who claimed that you record this stuff here, and you have the proofs that they tried to blow you up. This telephone, I figure out to shut off all the programs. They exist. And instead, I'm only using one for audio recording. It audio records crispy clear stuff. And briefly also, you can use the camera to video record with. But if you would go to video record with the camera, within 10 minutes, this telephone would become uncontrollably hot. The telephone itself, within 6-7 minutes of video recording, when I got one, would simply shut itself off due to degree of heat temperature rising. I did not report on this telephone yet. It's otherwise a very good telephone. A very good telephone. I mean, this is the cheapest telephone you can get. And the telephone, because the telephone would not even turn itself on when I got one, I requested the money refund for this telephone. Complete money refund. I wanted to send this telephone back. And so what happened was I got the telephone instead for free. But I can use one for audio recording and for very short videos, which I don't use for the videos at all. But that's the story about this telephone. So, with that being said, I, as well as mine, demonstrate you what the telephone transfers look like on the telephone I am video recording this stuff with. So don't worry about the stuff that you see on my laptop. It's really not my fault.